Imagine this. You drop an ice cube into a glass of water, and it floats. Seems normal, right? But here's the crazy part. This is one of the weirdest, rarest, and most important tricks in the universe. If ice didn't float, life on Earth as we know it might not even exist. Most solids sink in their own liquid. Metal sinks in molten metal. Wax sinks in liquid wax. But water? Nope. Ice floats. And to understand why, we need to zoom in and see what's really happening inside a drop of water. Here's the secret. Density. That's just how much stuff is packed into a certain space. Oil floats on water because it's less dense. Simple. Now water pulls the ultimate plot twist. When liquid water freezes into ice, its mass doesn't change, still the same H2O molecules, but its volume does. Ice actually expands by about 9%. Same stuff, more space, which means it becomes less dense than liquid water, and less dense things float. But why does water expand instead of shrinking like almost everything else? For that, we have to zoom way down to the molecules. Water molecules are shaped like a little V. In liquid form, they're constantly moving, jostling, and clumping together. Weak bonds, like little handshakes, keep forming and breaking, letting the molecules pack tightly. But as water cools and freezes, those bonds lock into a rigid hexagonal crystal structure. And that structure forces the molecules further apart instead of closer together. So ice has all these little pockets of empty space, meaning more volume but the same mass, making it lighter, less dense, and able to float. Now this might sound like a neat chemistry trick, but it's way bigger than that. This quirk is literally the reason life survives winter. When lakes freeze, they don't freeze solid from bottom to top. Instead, ice floats on the surface, forming an insulating blanket that keeps the water underneath liquid. Fish, plants, and entire ecosystems survive under that frozen shield. If ice sank, lakes, rivers, and even oceans would freeze solid from the bottom up. No life can survive. Earth would be a frozen wasteland. And it doesn't stop at lakes. Every winter, massive sheets of sea ice form, sometimes covering areas bigger than the United States. These floating sheets aren't just ice, they're global climate controllers. When sea ice forms, it drives deep ocean currents, like a conveyor belt moving heat and nutrients around the planet. And because ice is bright and reflective, it bounces sunlight back into space, keeping Earth cool. If ice didn't float, even our survival wouldn't be possible. So the next time you see an ice cube bobbing in your drink, remember that tiny floating crystal is a freak of nature that holds the secret to life on Earth. Because if ice sank, we probably wouldn't be here to wonder why.